This is an important public service announcement. Me and Will are all fired up after talking about this for 20 minutes. So we want to just get it right here, right now, into your ears.
On this podcast over the last 10 years, there have been two filmmakers who we have consistently advocated for, Matt Farley and Charlie Roxburgh. We have often said, if you watch only one movie on our recommendation, for the rest of your life, make it Local Legends.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yes.
and then, if you watch two, make it Magic Spot.
Mm-hmm.
And we just want to say, you are not a member of the Important Cinema Club if you haven't watched these two movies.
Yeah, even one. I want to be clear. You don't need to like it.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, that's fine. You don't need to watch anymore.
But this is actually mandatory from this point forward, okay? Because Justin and I were just talking. We were getting fired up about how,
film festivals won't play these movies.
Yeah.
That Mubi will or Criterion will not host them on their streaming service.
Well, and who knows? I'm sure they will at some point. But we're just saying, one of the most gratifying things about this show is that many people over the years have watched movies on our recommendation. And we love that. And many people have watched these two movies in particular on our recommendation.
300 meters. Turn left onto Woodward.
Sorry.
We're driving right now.
We're in
That's
the
why.
car.
That's how fired up that we are.
If there are two movies that you really need to watch just to be here at this point, it's these two movies.
Turn left onto Woodward Avenue.
Local Legends and Magic Spot.
Is Local Legends still online for free?
I don't think it's for free, but here's the thing. It will cost you, $4 on Vimeo? $5 on Vimeo?
They're available online to watch.
Yeah, look up Local Legends, pay whatever you have to watch it. It's 75 minutes long. At minimum, you will enjoy it. At maximum, it may change your life.
So please watch Local Legends. Thank you very much for listening to the Important Cinema Club. Public service announcement over. We have been doing this so long.
We sound like Matt Farley now.
Hello, my name is Justin Decloux. I'm here today with
Will Sloan.
and you're listening to the Important Cinema Club. And jump in that time machine because we're taking you back. We're going back to 1994.
Smoking!
Somebody stop me.
Alrighty then.
It feels like you're running at an incredible rate. No one can. I'm actually miming it too.
Hey, I'm the cable guy.
Hey, cable guy to come out in 94. Get out of here.
Hey, it's me, Andy Kaufman.
So you're just doing all the Jim Carrey performances.
Whoa, I'm having fun with Jane because I'm Dick.
I'm saying yes because I'm the yes man.
That's right. All your favorite characters. We are.
I'm Bruce. Almighty Bruce.
Oh man, I sure love Philip Morris with my penguins.
Mr. Popper's Penguins?
Yeah, some dark crimes are happening.
Oh, are we watching that SNL skit where all the Jim Carrey show up and that for a year it was always on the side?
I
being
know.
like, you want to watch this, right? I was like, no.
Where was the number 23 guy in there? There should have been a guy who was like, it's all 23.
Well, we didn't get 23 performances. If we got up there, then we would have probably said it. So
okay, can I just say, when the number 23 came out, the whole publicity around that movie was that Jim Carrey was obsessed with it, that he called his production company JC23. He built his whole life around it. Has he mentioned the number 23 since then? I don't think he has.
I mean, if number 23 had been a success, maybe, but it wasn't. And that's because we live in the worst timeline. But we're here to talk about Jim Carrey, 1994, the year that minted him and that he has lived in the shadow of for the rest of his life.
Now, this is something that ever since we did our 400th episode, I think it was, we sometimes return to a topic that we did very early in the run of the show.
I told Emily, I got to go watch The Mask. And she was like, didn't you do Jim Carrey already early on?
10 years ago now.
Yep. But we're back.
And you know what? We're focusing on the Jim Carrey that matters.
Mm-hmm.
We're focusing on that first year. And by first year, I mean, honestly, 20 years into his career, basically.
Now, this is going to be tough on this episode because I know we got younger listeners. So me and Will do our best to just rip our way out of the bubble of nostalgia that surrounds these movies. Mm-hmm. And that we're watching them cold, calculating, without emotion. Except for laughter.
Why would I do that?
Because
why would I do that?
I think that when people, they hear us talk about Jim Carrey and they do not have a familiarity with him, they may be like, what's so funny about this guy?
Oh, man.
And all I have to say is, watch these 3 movies.
Okay, I was 5 years old in 1994, and I was 8 years old in 1997 when Liar Liar came out, okay? You kids do not understand. There was one complete consensus, one complete agreed upon thing on every playground, which is that Jim Carrey was the funniest guy ever. Jim Carrey was everyone's favorite actor. Robin Williams was everybody's favorite actor before that. Carrey came in and demolished Robin Williams.
Now, I thought a lot about Robin Williams watching these Jim Carrey films, trying to separate why these have the impact that they do, and me watching the most popular Robin Williams films from back in their day do not have that same impact on me now.
Because you still like these movies. Spoiler.
Yes.
These 3 Jim Carrey movies.
I'm going to say, I just don't like. I love these movies.
Yeah.
Like, there's no sugarcoating this.
Yeah.
I think we were a little soft on Ace Ventura when we talked about it last time we talked about Jim Carrey.
And, there's a lot to say about Ace Ventura.
Well, did you see the new edit that I made of the ending? Where he dies and then the movie's over?
Yeah. The first 2/3 of Ace Ventura, I think, are pretty unimpeachable. Yeah, it's sad that the negative of the last
It's literally
third
like
was
50
burned.
minutes. The rest is just throw it out. You can hit stop on your DVD or VHS or Laserdisc or whatever way you watch it.
Watching these movies again, I was surprised to find I still find them very funny. And I think when we talked about Ace Ventura the first time also, I was very caught up in how stupid the plot was, how
you talked about that a lot.
nonsensical it was.
Wow.
How it was ridiculous. And I think the plot on this viewing, well, it's still kind of bad, but, it's a rickety enough but sturdy a vessel for what the movie is.
Compare the plot to this to any comedy coming out in the last 10 years.
Well, watching Ace Ventura again, I found other things in it to admire, but we'll get to that. Can I ask you just a little bit more? Because I think it's worth grounding us in a little bit of nostalgia. What was your relationship to Jim Carrey and these 3 movies?
He was the funniest man
funniest man in the world.
Yeah, and now, so I had no experience with him in Living Color. Probably the first time I saw him was Ace Ventura. That was the first one to come out in 1994.
I had the VHS. I think my aunt bought it for me.
Here's the thing I gotta say. To my parents, if you're listening, what are you doing showing me Ace Ventura? This was not meant to be a film for children, but the only people who consume this were children.
Every child watched this movie.
Yeah.
And every child...
Like, it literally starts within 5 minutes, he's getting a blowjob on screen.
Every child saw the blowjob joke and did not know what was happening.
Yes.
People sure are nice around here. Yeah. So Jim Carrey's background, though, I mean, in 1994 and 1995, because in 95 there was also Batman Forever and Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. In that time, Jim Carrey was on every surface. He was on every magazine cover, every newspaper, every TV.
He was like back to back with Mickey Mouse on the cover of Disney Adventure.
He was completely unavoidable. It was a long, long road to overnight stardom, as it were. Us kids would occasionally, those of us who really cared about Jim Carrey, would hear that he was on a TV show before this. Did you ever see the reruns of In Living Color?
I think they played on TBS. I don't remember Jim Carrey that much in them.
Because I think when I was in grade 2 or 3, the Comedy Network started to play them. And of course, I watched it every day. And, In Living Color, which was, of course, supposed to be a great showcase for all this black talent.
And then there's this one white guy on the show.
The one white guy. Did you know that Jim Carrey auditioned for Saturday Night Live in 1985? And Al Franken didn't think he was funny.
I mean... Well, we all know where Al Franken is now.
I saw a bit of his audition tape.
And it was
SNL.
very funny.
It's like this guy would have dominated. He would have. And I think if anything, it's like this guy might have just owned the show too much.
Isn't it weird that I don't think of Jim Carrey as an impressionist? And that was kind of a shtick early on.
I mean, he made a conscious decision. He has said, and I think this is interesting, he said that he would watch Rich Little doing his impression to,
the man of 1,000 voices, Rich Little.
Yeah, he'd watch Rich Little do his impression to Jimmy Stewart or something. He said, "That's lovely, but I want to be Jimmy Stewart, not Rich Little in this equation."
And then he went and made The Majestic.
That's right. He really did become Jimmy Stewart.
And so Ace Ventura comes out. I'm trying to rack my brains how I saw it, because I had it on VHS. Did it come with a Happy Meal or something like that? Was there a promotion somehow that got Ace Ventura in the hands of children in 1994?
I believe that I had a relative who gave it to me as a gift.
Yes.
And just wore the tape out.
Because I remember the tape perfectly. I remember the silver sticker on the bottom of it as well.
Did it have the trailer for Major League 2 at the beginning?
Definitely.
Yes.
But I was skipping past that. I need to get to Ace as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
And I just watch it again and again and again. Now, I never did dress up like Ace. Will?
I did. I famously, when Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls came out, I went in full costume as Ace Ventura. I remember going to see, I'm sure I said this 10 years ago too, but I remember going to see Free Willy 2, and there was a trailer for Ace Ventura 2 at the beginning, and it's like that's all I could think about for the next 2 hours. Free Willy 2 just like went in and out.
Now let's get it off our chest. Ace Ventura 2: When Nature Calls, directed by our hero, Steve Odekirk. Not funny. But it has one of the funniest scenes in any movie ever made.
The rhino scene.
The rhino scene.
So, first question as we go into Ace Ventura, why do you think it took so long for Jim Carrey to become a star? Because throughout the 1980s, he had many shots. He was on a sitcom called The Duck Factory. He was in Once Bitten, which was,
I rented Once Bitten. It was in the family section for 99 cents.
We all rented Once Bitten.
What's a virgin? That's what I was asking.
Yeah. Once Bitten and Rubber Face,
Yep.
the after-school special that he made in the 70s, I want to say. No, in the 80s. Like, there were all these fake
Jim Carrey movies, yes.
high-strung, all this shit.
I mean, that's a Steve Odekirk vehicle.
I know,
Good
but
friend of Jim Carrey.
marketed as a Jim Carrey vehicle after. He was also in several Clint Eastwood movies. He's in the Deadpool as a...
Elvis impersonator, isn't he?
No, he's in Pink Cadillac as an Elvis impersonator.
Okay.
He's in the Deadpool as like a Jerry Garcia style rocker. So anyway, he had 10 years in the wilderness. Why did it take until he was 33?
He needed the perfect vehicle for him.
Yeah.
And I think that's all that it is. And that 1994 is a magical year in that he got 3 distinctly different movies that could perfectly harness his comedic talents. And the rest of his career has been him running away from that, or movies trying to become Jim Carrey films and failing miserably.
I agree.
Because 1994 is just a perfect time where he is still an unknown in the power that he has, so he is working within the material that is presented to him.
It's not self-conscious yet. I mean, even as soon as like Batman Forever, it's self-conscious.
Awful performance in that movie.
Yeah, you have this year, and so much of what comes after is trying to recapture that lightning.
Like, Batman Forever is Jim Carrey unchained. They're like, people love this guy. I'm never going to yell cut. He's going to be so loud. If you listen to Batman Forever, he's blowing out the microphones at the top of the register.
And also with Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls, the plot. I mean, I said the plot of the first Ace Ventura is stupid, but the second one, the second one invests so much in the idea of like, well, we'll just roll the camera and let Jim be funny. Like, there's nothing in that movie except him. And God, he's working hard. He's working hard. He's working too hard.
But that's the thing, is that you need to control him. And which is very funny to say in Ace Ventura, a movie where he talks out of his ass multiple times.
A movie where he mugs
so much.
Yeah.
But you got to understand, you watch Ace Ventura, and I was watching it this time. I'm like, sober 38-year-old, and I'm like, they just made the right decisions in editing. Every little pop of Jim Carrey is exactly where it needs to be. Even the pop culture references don't go on too long, like where he's doing his Star Trek stuff in the dolphin tank.
Yeah.
It's funny enough that it can get beyond that. Now, compare and contrast Robin Williams in Mrs. Doubtfire. When he mugs, there's just like 10 minutes of him mugging at that job interview or whatever it is.
Yeah, I also think
I do voices.
So also compared to Robin Williams, I mean, Mrs. Doubtfire is so maudlin.
Yeah.
All of Robin Williams' movies are so sentimental.
Yeah, he never got the ones with the edge early on in his career.
Yeah, there's a harder edge to Ace Ventura.
But so the Ace Ventura starts. I remember vaguely.
Opening scene.
Yeah, where he's walking down. He's pretending to be a mailman.
A star is born.
He's just kicking this thing down. Just gag after gag after gag that are different enough that are also like that scene of him like having the breakable thing, and he has it, and the doors of the elevator keep closing. He's like, oh!
Right out of the gate, he has one of the funniest scenes of his career. The movie has funny scenes all the way through. Now, the cast also, I mean, one of the unsung things that I think makes the first Ace Ventura work is it has this kind of grit. It has...
it feels like a Lethal Weapon movie.
Yeah. It's very consciously trying to look like that because it's coming in the tradition of movies like Beverly Hills Cop, movies like Fletch, movies that are about a smug asshole who fucks and is kind of funny.
And man, Ace Ventura fucks in this movie.
he fucks so hard, but also this movie manages to synthesize the 80s smug asshole style with Jerry Lewis.
Yes.
And it somehow finds...
in a focused way. Jerry Lewis was never focused in his movies.
No.
And this movie, it somehow marries the Jim Carrey persona to, I know you're complaining about the plot, but the plot was enough propulsion that he never gets lost in the scenes and they don't feel like big improvs.
That's ultimately, that's ultimately what makes the plot work, as rickety and nonsensical as it is the fact that
I've never thought watching Ace Ventura being like, wait, what's the plot of this movie?
Oh, okay. It's never occurred to you how crazy it is that it's like, oh, the main attraction of the Super Bowl halftime show is dolphin tricks.
That's what you're getting here. It's about the morale of the team.
And the police department doesn't really care. You know, they have to leave it up to this pet detective, and the football league is like, well, who do we get for the halftime show? Do we get Mick Jagger? I don't know, or do we get?
But doesn't the police squad don't even care?
They don't even care. It's the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to them. It's a silly thing.
Okay.
So wait, what you're trying to say is
what
that
I'm saying is the Super Bowl does matter.
Oh,
okay?
so you're saying the
It's
police
ridiculous.
force need to put more men on the dolphin case?
Well, I haven't even got to the dumb. Yeah, the Super Bowl, the thing that the whole economy is built around.
They're gonna play the game
ridiculous.
without Dan Marino.
I know. Exactly. I rest my case.
You're getting caught up.
I rest my
All right.
case.
So,
but that's not even the dumbest thing.
So
in the
in
plot.
Animal Crackers, am I supposed to believe? Or, in Duck Soup, that he's the president of the country? What are we doing here?
Listen, we could debate this all day. The other thing about the plot that's a little ridiculous
All right,
is that
we gotta get off the plot.
is that Ray Finkel,
Yes.
sorry to dead name, Ray Finkel undergoes.
Did I think about that this time watching when I was like, wait, so did nobody know? Did he look enough like the guy
Lois
to replace him?
Einhorn rises to the top of the Miami Police Department in like 2 years. And nobody knows. Yeah. So that's a little ridiculous, to say nothing of course.
Well, who is really the murderer in the big sleep of the third murder,
yeah, that's
right?
And the climactic scene of this movie is appalling.
Oh, awful.
And it's
like
worse than you remember.
You think that it's bad, and then
worse.
you watch it. And it is just a parody of The Crying Game, too.
Yes.
It's like 30 minutes spent to that.
Yeah.
Well, people may wonder, like, where is this coming from?
Yeah.
Other than the general transphobia that was, everywhere in the 90s into the 2000s. And
I just saw Crocodile Dundee again.
Yeah.
The transphobia in that movie is like nuts.
Really?
Yeah. It's like even worse than this movie, if anything.
But why did you watch Crocodile Dundee again?
Oh, Michael and Us.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, you did it on Michael and Us? I've been talking about we're watching all those Crocodile Dundee movies, Will.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll do it. I'll watch it again. I don't give a shit. Yeah.
You don't give a shit, eh? I'll watch all the Crocodile Dundees.
And we'll watch the fourth one, the most excellent Mr. Dundee.
Hogan. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, but I was actually going to praise something about Ace Ventura, which is I like the gritty Miami quality of it. Also, the cast is loaded with character actors. People like Troy Evans, people like John Capodiche,
Udo Kier.
Yeah. Randall Tex Cobb.
And the thing is, they're all playing it straight to Jim Carrey, and that's very important.
So important, yeah.
Udo Kier said in an interview, like, when he read the script, he realized, I have to play this really straight because Jim Carrey's so big. And the director afterwards was like, you're the funniest guy in the movie, Udo. And he was like, I wasn't trying to be. Yeah. He is.
You saying he has a funny voice? Yeah.
Do not go in there.
Udo Kier's presence in this movie is really weird because it made me think, like, does Tom Shadyac know who he is?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
There's no way. It's a casting agent said, like, we need, like, a rich-looking guy. Courtney Cox, just supporting to Ace.
Yeah.
You know that scene
There's a real chemistry there.
You know that scene where, like, he's stuck and she's like, you're just taking it out on me. He's like, no, I'm not, you fatso.
Yeah.
Like, funny scene. And afterwards he's like, hey, I just want to apologize. And then she gets the call that someone got murdered. It's like,
yes, I love the music.
Yeah.
I do love that Ace is given a couple of moments to be a little bit tender.
Yeah.
A little bit.
You know what's very important in this movie, too, that I think other movies don't get? Ace is good at his job.
Yes.
He is literally like Sherlock Holmes. He's a good detective. It would be very easy to make him like a stumbling idiot into all these cases. Another thing, animals genuinely like him.
That's true.
And I think that's important.
He has more kinship with animals than humans.
Yes.
I think it's fair to say. In fact, I don't think there's any group in this movie of humans that he has particular affinity for.
No.
Whether it's high society, whether it's the police, whether it's anyone, he is apart from the human race.
Mm-hmm. So Ace Ventura, those first 50 minutes, hilarious. Star right there up on screen.
I mean, definitely in the last half hour, there are, aside from the transphobia, I do feel Jim sweating a little bit.
Me too. There's not much for him to do in that last half hour.
When he's kind of on the docks and he's like chasing people.
I mean, I like to see a non-actor like Dan Marino on screen.
Having a little trouble with the lady, Ace.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
All right, let's move on to The Mask. Now, The Mask. Loved this movie when it came out. Could not get enough.
So, yeah, I mean, I had all these on VHS, just,
Did you see The Mask theatrically?
No, I did not. I didn't see
did.
any of these theatrically.
Too scary. I remember.
scary.
I think post Ace Ventura, I'm all in on Jim Carrey. I think I get my mom to show me The Mask. Terrified by it. Because the thing about The Mask is, made by Chuck Russell, he was the director of Nightmare on Elm Street 3. And you're like, how did he get this job? Nightmare on Elm Street 3 was a New Line film.
Also The Blob.
And The Blob as well. And so, they actually wanted The Mask originally to be more of a horror film because the comic book is much more violent than comedic. And they make all the right moves and they get Jim Carrey in as well. And it's just, I don't know if I like this movie as much as I did when I was a kid.
I was thinking of the many reasons that as kids we liked these movies.
Yes.
And I think all three of them are a little bit adult.
Yes.
All of them have a little bit of edge. This one has some kind of tough violence. It also has like the whole mob world subplot of it. Like Peter Green as the villain, I think is genuinely scary.
Yeah.
This one, it's less laugh a minute than the others.
Yes. And I think that's what, the last time I watched it, I was a little taken aback at how more ponderous it felt than I remembered.
I feel like this movie, The Mask, which we don't have to synopsize the plot, do we?
No.
So
man gets masked, turns into cartoon character.
it's the Nutty Professor, but with a mask. 2/3 of the way in, I would say there's a real lag.
Oh boy, there is when he doesn't have the mask anymore.
When he's in
prison.
jail,
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the movie sags there a
and
little
I even
bit.
think the climax is like fine.
I
The
think
dog gets a mask. Like that's funny, I guess.
the thing is, the movie really peaks during that scene in the Coco Bongo Club where he's doing the Tex Avery stuff.
I think it peaks when he does the dance with the cops.
Cuban Pete.
Because
Yeah.
there's a sequence there that the movie never really gets back to, which is the mask bouncing off guys, where he's like bouncing off like the cop and his assistant, and they're making jokes, and he's doing a bunch of business. That I like, and the movie never reaches that level much. It's mostly like, because it's so enamored with the CGI effects that it's doing that it almost silos them off in their own section.
I mean, what's commendable about the movie is that the makeup they put on him.
Great.
The makeup's great because it's real makeup, but he's still able to contort his face and stuff.
Now, why do I like The Mask? And then you could make that same comparison of Jim Carrey and The Grinch.
Talk about ponderous. Talk
And
about
letting
overbearing.
him go.
Yeah.
Like there's no structure
You
to
know
put
what,
him on.
I'll tell you what it partly is. The Mask is in this movie less than you expect him to be. He's in it, like, he has maybe 4 big sequences.
Yeah.
That's just enough. It's kind of like Beetlejuice in the first Beetlejuice movie. You get less of him than you think you're going to get.
And
Whereas in The Grinch, he's in every frame.
And I also think, comparing it to Son of Mask, the classic we all know, the Jamie Kennedy film, that movie is so stylized to the point of it being overbearing and that it's not funny and because everything is wacky. The Mask has like a very smart design sense in that like Edge City is stylized, like not quite to Gotham in the Tim Burton film,
But it's halfway
But if
there.
you look in the background, like it is an abstract kind of idea of a city. And I think The Mask living in that actually works in that like it doesn't feel incongruous of like, why aren't they reacting more to this giant wacky man doing all this stuff around town?
The critical reaction to this movie, which this movie got decent reviews when it came out.
I think a lot of critics were enamored with the visual effects that it was doing.
Yes, and you sense when you read reviews in the time a kind of grudging acceptance of Jim Carrey because like the critics hated Ace Ventura.
Oh, they did? No.
Yeah. But with this one, there's a lot of praise for him being reined in. There's a lot of praise, which he sort of
Which is funny because even in his like Stanley Ipkiss scenes, he's not that reined in.
He's a little hammy, isn't he?
He's very hammy. And I wonder if it's because he's trying to play at the level of the world around him. I think of like there's a scene where he's talking to the reporter and the camera's like pushing in on them and the music is swelling and he's like very sincere in like a big way.
Now, counterpoint, he's exactly this way in The Truman Show and Man on the Moon.
Yeah. I would say Truman Show, he's a little bit more grounded. I mean, Man on the Moon. He's on the moon in that one.
Yeah,
so.
no kidding.
Wait, where do you stand on Man on the Moon?
I think it's not very good.
Okay, that's all I'll say. I caught a little flack from another co-host of a podcast when I, in passing, said, no one likes Man on the Moon.
Who rides? Oh, I know. Mark does.
Mark and Mike, I think they both like Man on the Moon a lot. Can you remember your face when you finally rented Man on the Moon as a child and watched it, and you were like, what is this?
You know, I was such a Jim Carrey fan at that time that, like, I figured out who Andy Kaufman was and the build-up, and, like, I saw the Mighty Mouse routine, and I was kind of intrigued by it. I'm not sure I got it exactly.
What broke your Jim Carrey, like, religion?
Probably just getting older. You know,
but
other
there wasn't,
things
like, a
came
specific
along.
movie. I remember watching
No.
Bruce Almighty and being like, this is it? Like...
I would say, you know, I saw Bruce Almighty in a theater. I didn't see Lemony Snicket in a theater.
Oh, I saw Lemony Snicket in theaters.
I didn't see Fun with Dick and Jane in a theater.
I mean, no one saw that,
I caught them on DVD later,
Yeah.
but, you know, I think around
It was
that
very
time,
like going into work, let me clock in, let me watch Fun with Dick and Jane.
Bruce Almighty was the last time I sensed the world being really excited to see Jim Carrey do his
He's
shtick.
back!
Yeah,
Kind of.
yeah.
So The Mask, does it have any impact now, though? Do you think people are still watching The Mask? I asked this question online. I said, do parents who have kids, do they know who Jim Carrey is? And where do they know him from that is not Sonic the Hedgehog? And a lot of them said Sonic is pretty much it. Some of them have watched The Mask. The Mask is the one that people reach to as the Jim Carrey film.
People probably also watch The Grinch, though, right?
Yes, I'd rather not talk to those people. But yes, I think the Grinch probably is in rotation.
Is The Mask the one that millennials show their kids?
I think yes.
Yeah.
Because in their mind, it's probably the one that feels the most childish out of
Most
that.
family
like,
friendly, yeah.
Even though that like people are being shot on screen in it, they did delete one of the most gruesome murders. Have you seen that deleted scene?
No.
Where they dropped the reporter in the printing press.
Oh,
and
wow.
the joke is she gets dropped and the camera pans down to the newspapers coming out of the thing, and one of the newspapers says like reporter killed in mysterious accident, and it's her like squished up against the paper page.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, they made the right choice in deleting that, and I think that's all the filmmakers, all have different sensibilities. The classic sensibilities of Tom Shadyac, director of Ace Ventura. You say as if I'm being sincere.
Evan Almighty, yeah.
Yeah. Did he do Bruce Almighty as well?
He did, yes.
He did both. Or maybe his producers or editors around him. And Chuck Russell, as well as the Farrelly brothers, they're just comedic sense and of reining Jim and his surroundings in to make the best movie.
Now, you mentioned that all these three are very like distinct vehicles for him. In the first one, like Ace Ventura is a perfect showcase.
Yeah,
like
it's all about the
what-
Ace Ventura
This is what
show.
he can do, and these are his unique talents. The Mask shows he can also play this kind of guy. He
Yeah.
can play the nerdy, bumbling.
And what if the technology raised itself to the level of Jim Carrey's performance?
And then there's Dumb and Dumber, which is somewhere between Stanley Ipkiss and Ace Ventura.
You know, I asked where The Mask is in the popular consciousness. Where do you think Dumb and Dumber is these days in the popular consciousness?
Among people my age,
Yes.
I think it's never gone away.
That it just like has stuck in minds and lines and scenes, never go away. Now, I'll say it right from the get-go here, because I tweeted about it recently, and I had some responses of people being like, ugh, that movie.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, Dumb and Dumber.
What's not to like?
Here's the thing about Dumb and Dumber. Maybe one of my favorite comedies of all time.
I mean, you know, I threw it on today.
And you've seen this movie
I've seen this
1,000
movie
times.
1,000 times. I thought I knew every single scene.
Yes.
But man, every scene, there's so many.
Will was like texting me lines from the movie as he was watching it.
Well, because there are just so many jokes in this movie that you're like, I forgot this joke. I've
Yeah.
seen it 500 times. I forgot this joke.
Oh, you're from Austria, eh? Good day, mate. Put another shrimp on the barbie.
I don't know, Lloyd. The French are assholes. that made me laugh today. And, you know, in a movie full of funny Jim Carrey stuff, I think the biggest
Jeff Daniels.
biggest laugh comes from Jeff Daniels. It's when he says his head fell off.
Yeah.
His head fell off? Yeah, he was really old.
Our pets' heads are falling off.
Yeah.
So, like,
Harry, I took care of it.
every line reading of Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels is so great in this movie. It's interesting because this is not an Ace Ventura or The Mask performance.
No.
And it's actually, I think, a very difficult performance that they are dumb guys who are sometimes jerks, but you cannot dislike them. The second you dislike them, you lose the movie completely. You have to be on their side.
That's
Now,
right.
if people don't know what the plot of Dumb and Dumber is,
Well, you got two dumb guys.
Yeah.
No,
Jim
we're,
Carrey
we're,
and Jeff
we're not
Daniels.
saying the plot of Dumb.
they may not know that they have to go on a road trip because Jim Carrey needs to bring back a briefcase that
That's actually full of ransom money.
yes, that Charles Rocket kidnapped someone's husband.
That's right. And Terry Garr is in this movie, too.
Oh, very briefly, like
She's in a few scenes. I just think it's crazy. Terry Garr's in this movie. Speaking of things I forgot, what a thankless role. But one of the problems with synopsizing the plot of this movie is
we're just saying jokes.
it's a bit lumpy. The plot, you know,
It's a road movie. That's all it is.
it's a road movie for the first half, and then it becomes like structurally it's a little wonky. I'm saying this with love. Structurally it's a little wonky because the road movie, in most road movies, kind of takes you from beginning to end. But in this movie, the road movie stops halfway or 2/3 the way in, and there's this whole Aspen plot at the end.
Now, I did not know this. This was originally a John Hughes story idea, and it was all about two dum-dums in Aspen. You want to call it like Ski Dums or something like that.
Ski Dums.
When the Farrelly brothers got it, they rewrote it and added more of the road movie like structure to it.
Any unusual breeding? No, mostly just doggy style.
Every line in this movie makes me laugh. And it's like a laugh because I'm like, oh, that's a funny joke. Is it rooted in nostalgia? Well, people say that. And I'm going to say, no, not at all.
If I watched this for the first time today, I would have had the same reaction.
I wonder, would kids find this movie funny? And I'm saying when you would have seen it.
So when I was a kid, I probably found this movie funny because it's funny to see adults act stupid.
Yes.
I mean, there were many jokes I obviously didn't get when I was a kid. A lot of the wordplay stuff, but
Which is just like Three Stooges jokes, which
Yeah.
the Farrelly brothers love.
but you know, Jim Carrey's very big in this movie. There are certain like big set pieces that I think any kid would like the karate scene, for instance.
Oh, love it. Yeah.
Or you know the lighter. You know, any kid would like that.
It's the idea of play in this film which you would react to, and I think because the jokes are simple enough for a kid to get, like when Jim Carrey gives Jeff Daniels his gloves when he's like, oh, I'm freezing. He's like, oh, I got two pairs.
That's funny.
My hands are sweaty. And then he's strangling Jeff Daniels and he's like, your hands are so cold.
Can I just say something? Any screenwriting manual would tell you to like cut the scene that you don't need to move the plot forward. This scene is all scenes that don't move the plot forward, and I like that.
Isn't it all about just hanging with these guys that you
Exactly.
like and
Yeah.
the jokes that come out of
Yeah,
it?
I'm just thinking about how like you could cut like the dream sequence from this movie. You could cut like half the ski scene. I mean, you'd lose great jokes.
But I think the thing about like the dream sequence from a structural point of view, as I'm analyzing Dumb and Dumber, is it shows what Jim Carrey wants, which is just to be like in a sweater with a bunch of like rich losers and be like, oh, and they're all laughing at his jokes.
I think kind of what I'm getting at is even though we just said that Ace Ventura like works partly because it has a plot that acts as the engine, this movie shows the limits of how important a plot is.
Well,
you know?
I think that it has a driving structure to it, and that's important.
There's a goal.
There's a
quest.
goal at the end of it.
Yeah.
And Jim Carrey is very dedicated to that goal, and Jeff Daniels is the secret sauce of this movie.
That he had the foresight, that he had the imagination to be able to see what he could get out of this. Because most people looking at this role would say, why do I want to be upstaged by Jim Carrey for a whole movie? But he knew.
When you were a kid, did you think that Jeff Daniels got upstaged? Because I feel like they're on the same level in the movie.
Oh, I think so too.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's definitely playing at a different register than Jim Carrey is.
Oh, absolutely.
And
He cannot raise. He can't get to Jim Carrey's register. That'd be madness for this film.
I mean, they've both said this. Jim Carrey in many interviews has said that when he would read with other comedians or when they talked to other comedians, the other comedians were trying to score.
yeah,
And the whole
like the big joke.
the whole point is that Jeff Daniels doesn't try to score, at least not in the way that Jim Carrey does.
Yeah, like other people they wanted was like Rob Lowe, Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
I don't think it would have worked. I think that Jeff Daniels in this movie has an affable, lovable presence. You know what it is? Like a puppy dog.
Yeah.
The entire time.
Yeah.
But this movie, like we've talked about the Three Stooges and the perfect kind of like balance between all those people. And like, why is the balance so correct between Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels in this film? Because Jeff Daniels is a dum-dum, but he's also not the butt of the joke all the time. And I think that's very important. That while Jim Carrey is Moe-like in his attitude and appearance, and that he is also the more like vindictive and mean one at times.
That's right.
That it is not an all-out like meanness or like I will abandon Jeff Daniels completely.
Well, Jim Carrey in the movie is more like a child than
Yes.
Jeff Daniels is.
oh yeah, kind of like a petulant child,
Yeah,
if you will.
yeah. I mean,
who
I
wants
guess-
what he wants.
I guess they're both kind of like children. You know what else I think is important about this movie compared to the sequel? And Dumb and Dumber 2 is only
it's
useful.
literally an asterisk of Dumb and Dumber.
It's only useful in illustrating like what this movie does right. You remember in the sequel, like they don't know what sex is?
yes.
There's that whole thing where they meet Freda Felcher. Finally,
Yeah.
we met Freda Felcher, and she's played by Kathleen Turner. And she says, "We didn't have sex. You know, here's how sex works." And I think that was
That's too dumb.
Yeah, it's too dumb.
But then Jim Carrey not being able to read, that's not too dumb. That's funny.
That's right.
And it's believable within the context of what we've seen.
And it's funny that Jeff Daniels can read better than him.
Yes, it is. And I think that like one of the skeleton keys of this movie is that scene where Jim Carrey, right at the beginning of the movie, is like, I'm tired of having to, I don't remember the exact words, like, crawl through life.
Oh, when he's sad.
When he's sad, yeah.
Yeah.
And remember when we talked about Peter Farrelly's The Three Stooges? That one also has a scene where Moe is sad.
That's
and I think
right.
those scenes are very important. Like any other like producer would be like, cut that. We don't want that. We don't want them to become sympathetic because it makes it more difficult to laugh at them. And it's like, but you need those scenes to make this movie work. But we didn't even talk about Jim Carrey's performance, which is very big.
Very big.
Yes.
But
how is it different from Ace Ventura?
Well, it's a little more grounded.
Okay.
I mean,
a little bit more grounded.
Well, in Ace Ventura, he's kind of the whole show.
Yes. And he's also the alpha dog in that, like, he's always in control of the scenes that he's in.
Yeah. Well, in Ace Ventura, he's smart, actually.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
in, I mean, it's the Moe paradigm. He thinks he's smart in Dumb and Dumber, and he thinks he's in control when he really isn't.
And in Ace Ventura, he's never vulnerable. Even
A little bit,
Even
but
in the
not
moments,
really. Yeah,
even in the moments where he's like being beat in a fight by Sean Young,
Yes.
he's not really vulnerable.
No.
Yeah.
But both the Dumb and the Dumber. I was gonna say Dumb-er. That's a sequel, which I've never seen.
That's another one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never saw Dumb and Dumber.
That you could not trick me to see that movie. I'm like, what? Jim Carrey, Jeff Daniels are not here.
Patreon episode.
Oh,
Dumb
yeah.
and Dumber sequels.
Oh no!
We watched both of them.
We gotta split that over 2 episodes.
Yeah.
We gotta squeeze that teeth the entire time. But again, I'm really curious. People listening to this, if you have never seen Dumb and Dumber and you go and watch it now, I would like to know your opinion of it. Are you gonna be like, not for me? I had to be there.
Yeah.
Am I looking at it with nostalgia goggles on? I don't think I am, but maybe.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I heard many jokes I'd forgotten and I laughed at them.
And like watching this movie too really makes you wonder, like, why can't movies be funny like this? Like, what's going on?
So after 1994, obviously Jim Carrey remains a huge star. Well, he's still a huge star. But wouldn't you say that this is the year? And like
This is the year. This is
and like why is it after this? Is it just because it's the kind of comedy that depends on the element of surprise so much?
I think the issue is every comedy that he makes after this is a Jim Carrey film. It's inescapable. He is the like black hole in which everything surrounds. And in these movies, yeah, there's an argument he's a black hole in Ace Ventura, but he was not in control in the way that he was later down the line. And he cannot be let in control. He needs to be the agent of chaos in order.
And he was plopped into sort of pre-existing scripts,
Yeah.
stuff that was in development before.
But even like the Sonic movies is like Jim Carrey is just unleashed. Like they just let him go.
yeah.
So will he ever get back? No, he can't. It's
He's too
impossible.
old.
Yeah, he's too old. I don't want to see it too. It makes me sad.
He could do good dramatic work though. I'd like to see him in better movies, frankly.
I
mean,
I think he has bad taste. That's the issue here.
Oh,
Like,
I agree. I think the movies that he's done that are good, it's just been pure luck, frankly.
so basically, the 3 movies in 1994: An Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and I like The Truman Show, but Will doesn't. So
Yeah, what else is there?
you don't
What
need
are
to
the
tell us. We can look at it.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking off the top of our
What
head.
are the good ones? Because Eternal Sunshine, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. And yeah,
Was I Love You, Philip Morris good? I can't remember.
I thought it was okay. I remember it was a big hype up at the time of like, he's back.
Yeah.
And it didn't quite. I remember watching it, be like, yeah, that's all right, I guess. So Jim Carrey, 1994. I don't think any actor has had a better year of movies. Yeah, how could you? 3 in 1 year.
I mean, maybe there was someone in the studio era who you'll find out they were in.
Like Singing in the Rain and
And-
I don't know,
and-
something else.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let us know in the Discord, which you can join if you're on patreon.com/theimportantcinemaclub.
Oh, last thing. Jim Carrey should have won the Oscar for Best Actor in 1994.
Now, the issue that me and Will had about this was the vote would have been split.
I think it should have gone to Ace Ventura because
It's the biggest performance.
the most original performance. Nobody had ever done anything quite like that.
Supporting actor Jeff Daniels in Dumb and Dumber.
He's kind of a co-lead, isn't he?
Yeah, okay, so maybe you put him in the lead, and then you don't split the vote. You have to Jim for Ace.
I think
I think many people would think of Jeff Daniels as the supporting actor of Dumb and Dumber. They're wrong.
Well, I mean,
They share almost every scene together in that movie.
but here's the other thing. I think in the idealized Oscars from 1994, supporting actor would have gone to Charles Grodin for Clifford. So what happens to Jeff? I think they got to give him his own special award.
You sent me, it's like, what was it, The Best Years of Our Lives, where the guy with Hooks for Hands won 2 Oscars?
That's right.
Because they made one up for him. So, like, best comedic performance that pops at the Oscars, 1994.
Yeah, it's just appalling to me that Jim Carrey didn't get an Oscar for anything this year.
He's been nominated for Oscars.
He's never been nominated.
He's never been nominated.
Not a
I mean, he's
single
tried
time.
really hard. But I'm surprised it's never happened.
Not even for Sonic 3.
that they would have, like, tossed him one for, I don't know, The Truman Show or something like that.
No.
And that movie was a hit, too,
He
wasn't
was
it?
famously snubbed.
All right. So, as per usual, you can send us letters at importantcinemaclubpodcast@gmail.com. Our first letter is from Joe Clark. Big fan of his work. He's a co-writer on a comic book called Radiant Black, where he, in 2 issues, discusses Terry Chu's Open Doom Crescendo, where characters in it go to see the movie. I told Terry about this, the director of the film, and I was like, this is a real comic book. You can go to a comic book shop. Not that it's not like it's self-published, it's not real, but that it's very easily available. And he went to his local comic book shop and he was like, oh my God, they have it on the shelf.
Amazing.
So check it out, Radiant Black. But he asks, would you rather watch a phoned-in but charming jukebox musical like Mamma Mia, or an ambitious but cringe-inducing jukebox musical like Across the Universe?
Mamma Mia.
Across the Universe for me. I'd rather ambitious and ill-advised and boring and endless.
You know, maybe I hear what you're saying. I may be being swayed by the fact that I would rather watch Mamma Mia than Across the Universe.
The thing about it, I'd rather watch Across the Universe has so much bonkers shit in it. And like, why do you hate it so much?
I can't remember. I just remember how it made me feel.
Happiness is a warm gun. And the guy's like in Vietnam and there's like nurses.
Oh, yeah, that's why I hate
love
it.
that
It's just
shit.
the horribly like literalized version of all these songs. You know what I liked in
As
that?
opposed to like, Mamma Mia.
Yeah,
The dancing
yeah,
in
it's
front of green
supposed to
screens.
Pierce Brosnan having fun.
Okay. We're taking Pierce out of this. We're taking Pierce out of this.
Colin Firth having fun. I don't care.
Ugh, no, give me something ambitious and like.
You know what I liked in Across the Universe was Joe Cocker's scene. Yeah, he was Come Together.
Oh, yeah.
Grooving up slowly.
Yeah, I do like that.
I'll do the whole song.
That's a movie that like I maybe watch it twice and it just kind of rolls over me after an hour. I'm like, how did that end? I don't remember. It's a stylistic reference to Let It Be. That's how it ends.
Yeah.
Coming soon, Julie Taymor to the podcast.
Oh man, I don't know.
So it's Titus. It's
And a cam rip of Spider-Man
Turn Off the Dark.
Turn Off the Dark.
Well, thank you very much for the letter, Joe. Our next letter is from Robert, and he goes, hey guys, got into the podcast last year through the Jonathan Rosenbaum episode. Wow, love it. Were you searching Jonathan Rosenbaum?
Had to have been.
And I'm just curious. You don't have to answer if it makes you uncomfortable, but have you ever been legitimately turned on by hardcore porn you watch for the show? Most of the time, the common refrain about that stuff from you guys and others is fascinating as movies, not arousing at all, which makes sense. I imagine Will in particular watching these movies like Craig Wasson and De Palma's Body Double, sitting on his couch stone-faced as naked people convert on screen. They're merely for the metatextual content. I have been wondering, however, does it ever get to you? Is there ever an involuntary psychosomatic reaction like watching a big box horror movie and being startled by a jump scare despite knowing the movie is dumb? Or is interesting mise-en-scène the only true turn-on?
You know, isn't it funny that I feel like we get a letter about porn almost every week?
Because no one else is talking
No one
about
else
it.
has ever talked about it.
About the movies we watched for this podcast, I'm gonna say no.
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, because we there was some canonical, like the Misty Beethoven is in there.
Yeah,
right?
you know, I'm sure. Listen, we've talked about, like, let's say across 10 years we've talked about 20 porn films.
Yeah.
There's got to have been something in there that got me going.
I think
Folks.
we've approached it a lot though as like Gerard Damiano. There's nothing erotic in those movies.
Or like we've talked about certain gay porn directors.
yeah,
like,
and that's just not for me or Will.
yeah.
So.
But yeah, I'm sure at some point.
But I think that like
Sean Costello.
yeah, I mean no, Sean Costello is like
Maybe not water power though.
no.
Yeah.
I think that what interests us is the fact that there is an attempt at movie making in something that is considered so base.
That's
and so
right.
like a lot of the films we talk about are from the 70s because during that porno chic era, that was the like little gasp where that could exist within that context.
And I think we're kind of interested, like we're interested in these directors who like somehow went against the grain and made these adult films that like really weren't that erotic at all. Like there's something about that that's like pretty funny.
Yeah.
You know, and interesting.
The letter writer has a pitch, though. I know doing actors episodes is scraping the bottle of the barrel most of the time for you guys, and that you prefer to do directors or themes, but I was wondering if you'd have an opinion on the great old-time tough guy, Robert Ryan. He was in great films by most of the Manny Farber All-Stars like Raoul Walsh, Anthony Mann, and Samuel Fuller, along with Nick Ray, Jean Renoir, Max Ophuls, and even Sam Peckinpah. A lot of material there and a lot of great performances. All right, the best to you and yours. Looking forward to future episodes, no matter what they're about.
I think that's an interesting idea, and I would broaden it to say there's a certain kind of actor who I think is sort of interesting. The Dana Andrews, the Glenn Fords, the Richard Contes, the people who you often find in movies by Fritz Lang or Jacques Tourneur.
Character actors, basically.
Well, actors who are leading men who aren't all that expressive.
Oh, leading men, you mean? Yeah.
Somebody like Dana Andrews or somebody like, Otto Preminger in those movies. There's a certain kind of actor who keeps showing up in movies that the French critics liked in the 50s. And it's because they were leading men, but they weren't really stars, and they didn't have these distracting star personas, really. And so the critics would just focus on the mise en scène. I'm saying that, and I guess I'm actually going against the spirit of your question because I'm picking these actors because they kind of weren't.
Yeah.
Because nobody really, and I'm sure somebody has, but nobody really looked at like Dana Andrews and said, I want to study him as opposed to I want to study Jacques Tourneur.
But I have to also say, getting back to the character actor stuff, we haven't really done an episode on a character actor, right? Like someone who's very prolific, oftentimes had a kind of attitude, and that's why he was cast in a lot of studio pictures.
Mike Starr.
I mean, love Mike Starr. Okay, Mike Starr films off the top of your head, other than Dumb and Dumber. Cabin Boy.
Goodfellas.
Oh yeah, he's a Goodfellas.
He's in one of the Coen Brothers movies. Miller's Crossing it was.
That's right, yeah.
He's in Ed Wood.
Oh, he's great in Ed Wood.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are 25 other movies he's in that are
The thing
great.
about Mike Starr is he still alive?
He is still alive.
Yeah.
Because I looked into this recently.
Is he on that level of Joe Don Baker? He just doesn't act anymore. Is there a Mike Starr starring vehicle? Has Mike Starr starred?
I would love to know if that's the case. Oh yeah, he's in The Protector. Oh, On Deadly Ground.
Oh,
he has the best scene in On Deadly Ground.
Oh.
What does it take to change the essence of a man? Yeah.
Oh man, that's the best scene of
a movie ever, probably.
Yeah, Mike Starr was in so much stuff.
Actually, Luke and I watched a movie last year called Nasty Hero, a bad 80s direct-to-video movie where he's the villain. So that's probably the most Mike Starr I've ever seen in a movie, just the most sustained Mike Starr.
I love that Glickenhaus, when he was making Jackie Chan's The Protector, was like, we need someone that can just get up to Jackie's level. Get me Mike Starr on the phone.
Yeah, well, Danny Aiello.
Oh, wait.
You're mixing up your fat Italian guys.
Dang. I always get Danny Aiello and Mike Starr confused. What is he? Oh, he plays a cop in Cruising. I remember that.
Hey, we should do a Danny Aiello episode.
There's probably more meat on that bone. What do we? We go back to the OG episode of the podcast. Danny Aiello, Mike Starr. Compare and contrast.
White Elephant Art versus Termite Art.
Which one is Elephant Art? Danny Aiello.
Aiello, because he stars in movies.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you very much for that letter. And this week on our Patreon, I know you guys are worried. Summer's coming. What movies should you be seeing?
Yeah, that's right. We are doing our summer movie preview. We're going over all the blockbusters. And here's what's really important. We are predicting the domestic and worldwide box office tallies of the summer blockbusters. So I want you guys to keep track of this.
You did. Someone did last time, and you were just wrong every single time almost.
Oh, I was wrong.
Even though
I was wrong. I had the courage to predict.
Listen to the episode. Will gets 2 Leslie Nielsen films almost right on the money of how much money they made at the box office.
I'm better with the past than the future, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So check that out. We go through all the summer films. How much will Michael, the Michael Jackson story, make? Well, Will has a prediction. Will it be true? Will it be not? Check out patreon.com/The Club.
Justin threw some predictions in there too, and I want you guys to track those as well. Let's see who's right.
So basically, Will would say a prediction, and I would go, I don't know, 50 million more than that, because I have no basis in reality at all.
That's right. You have the nerve to make fun of me. You have the nerve to say,
I don't have the nerve.
Will's wrong.
I have the right to make fun of you.
Will's wrong all the time. I get in the ring, and
Will admits that he used to track Box Office Mojo pretty closely. So
when I was a young man. Yeah.
All right, it's time to play the box office game. Will, what came out?
Yeah.
You never listen to Blank Check, so you don't even know what that is. Do you know that on Blank Check, every episode when they do a movie, they do a gimmick at the end where through very subtle hints, Griffin Newman has to guess what movies were in the box office. Could you do that?
I would ace that.
You would?
I think so.
Okay, so if I brought up right now,
Look, I might. Who knows?
what's a year that you're conscious and that you're watching the box office?
2001.
2001?
Yeah, give me 2001.
Okay, 2001. Let's say July 1st weekend. So that's easy. And I have to give you hints?
Give me some hints.
Okay.
Yeah, box office game. Let's go.
Ding ring. What's that? Oh shit, the blank check lawyers are on the line. They're coming after us. All right, number one, it is a long time coming movie, very highly anticipated.
Long time coming.
2001,
movie.
yeah.
2001.
Summer. Very anticipated.
Very anticipated.
I can give you the genre.
Give me the genre.
Sci-fi.
Oh.
Oh, big talk.
Yeah.
And you know every single one of these movies.
I know I do.
Yeah.
July 1st, summer. Give me one more hint.
For a long time, it was kind of on the lower end of the filmmaker's filmography. There's a lot of hints that
I know. I guess
for a
I don't.
long
I guess
time,
I don't got it. What-
AI, artificial intelligence,
Oh. Okay. Interesting. Okay. What's number 2?
spawned a massive franchise.
The Fast and the Furious.
Yes.
Nice.
And then number 3, revitalized a whole medium.
Revitalized a whole medium.
Yeah.
X-Men.
Nope.
No.
I said medium, not genre. 2001. I wouldn't have known this movie came
What
out.
is it?
Shrek. Number 4, huge. Is it not a bomb? But it did way less than people expected. It was the director taking a chance, stepping out of the genres that he was known for.
Oh man.
This is like the kind of hints they give on Blank Check.
You know what? Apologies to Griffin and David because this is actually really hard.
Pearl Harbor.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I don't think you're gonna get the last 5 or the last. I don't think you'll get the next 4.
You know what? I should have asked for August 2001 because I would have aced that.
Okay, do you want me to get August 2001? I can do it really fast.
Give me the third weekend.
The third weekend of August?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 1 at the box office, August 2001, a highly anticipated sequel.
Jurassic Park 3. What is it?
Rush Hour 2.
Oh shit. Oh my God.
Number 2, a sequel to a unexpected hit and would also spawn a franchise.
A sequel to an unexpected hit that would also spawn a franchise. And this isn't Rush Hour 2.
It's not Rush Hour 2.
Oh man.
American Pie 2.
Oh my God. This is a bloodbath.
Number 3.
Oh my God.
Will, if you don't get this
Rat
one.
Race. Yes. Is number 4 Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back?
Let me check. No, it's The Others. And then
Oh,
The Princess Diaries.
I never would have gotten that.
Captain Corelli's Mandolin, number 7? Yeah, jeez.
Is Curse of the Jade Scorpion out yet?
Isn't it a tough game? Like,
Yeah,
I hear
that's impossible.
On the blank texting, I hear him give hints, and I'm like, I don't know what that movie could possibly be.
Fuck,
so.
man. I apologies to everyone. That's really hard.
All right, so did we say, patreon.com/The Important Cinema Club. We will not be playing the
Next
box office.
Patreon episode should just be that because I was kind of having fun, you know?
It'll just be you being like, I
Embarrassing
don't know.
myself. Yeah.
Exactly.
Listeners, would you like that? Would you like a Patreon episode that's just an hour of that?
Just Will being like, I don't know. Okay, Will, you can guess this one. It's kind of a flop by one of your favorite filmmakers of the time, 2001.
Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Planet of the Apes, Tim Burton.
Oh, you're right. Kind of a flop.
Kind of a flop. Yeah, it made money.
Yeah.
Critically, it was a flop, though. So.
And we didn't get a sequel.
Yeah, and I did say, if I said your favorite directors back in that day, I think Tim Burton would have definitely been one of them, right?
Yeah. You know, some of these, I feel like if I had 5 minutes,
That's not how it works.
but that's not how it works, is it?
You're not
Yeah.
on Jeopardy and you're like, give me 5 minutes. Let me think about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we doing next week, Will? It's time to be serious.
You're right. Next week.
Kevin Smith again.
No. Next week, we are getting serious.
Yeah.
We are getting transcendental. We are talking about Carl Theodor Dreyer. So we're going to talk about probably Vampire. Definitely we got to talk about one of the late ones. Do we want to do Day of Wrath or Gertrude? And,
Joan of Arc.
Passion of
We
Joan of
gotta
Arc?
do that
Yeah.
one. I saw that one in Toronto with throat singers.
You and I were both there.
Oh, were we both together?
Yeah, because Dan Berube gave us tickets.
Oh,
You
I
remember?
thought I was with Peter. Yeah, you're right. It was Dan.
I think
Berube.
we were all there, actually.
Okay, that's what happened.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to be doing next week. Until then, my name's Justin Decloux.
I'm Will Sloan.
Thanks for listening.
So I went to Bay Street Video this week and I bought
And you said, no, I'm not buying anything. I'm just coming to look.
Every single time.
Yep.
No. You know what they do? They on Instagram every week.
Oh.
They post.
Ever since they started doing that, like it's catnip. You see the stuff coming out, you're like, well, I gotta have that.
That. Yeah. No. Well, they've got a lot of money out of me for that. I picked up the new from a Vinegar Syndrome partner label, the new release of Judo by Zhang Yimou. That's Ju space Dou. One of his several, big collaborations with Gong Li that lit up the festival circuit in the 80s and 90s. Zhang Yimou, of course, later the director of Hero, the director of the 2008 Olympic Games opening ceremony.
Who can forget the director of Snipers?
The Flowers of War with Christian Bale. Did
the
you
Great
see that?
Wall?
Did you see Flowers of War?
No, I did not see the Flowers of War, but I was
You
there.
saw the Great Wall.
On cheap day, I'm seeing the Great Wall.
I think we saw that together. That
No,
one.
I think I saw that one by myself.
Who did I see it with?
It wasn't
then?
with me, yeah.
No. Well, anyway, I saw it with someone. Because there are certain movies that come along and it's like, well, if someone will see it with me, then I'll go. But no, I watched Judo and I put my $40 down because I thought to myself like, well, this is a canonical classic. Like I've seen this,
on lists.
And when I was a teenager, I saw this too. Because after Hero, it's like, well, Hero rocks. Let's
Yeah.
see this guy's other movies. Gotta say, a little disappointed.
What was disappointing about it?
The parable in the film, it's set at the turn of the 20th century, but it looks like it could be taking place 300 years earlier. It's at this dye mill in rural China that's run by this kind of evil overlord, this old guy who's bought a wife, played by Gong Li, and he's very abusive to her. He's terrible to her. He wants her to sire an heir for him. And she has an affair with his, his nephew. The nephew gets her pregnant. Her husband, the old man, has a stroke. He's wheelchair bound. He's bedridden. She has this child, and she and the nephew start asserting a little power over this abusive old ruler. It's like, fuck you, we run you now, and we're gonna make you watch us live happily ever after. Well, time goes on. The little boy grows up to be this demon child, basically, just the most evil kid in the world. And, it's funny. This movie was banned in China initially, partly for the sexual content, partly for, like, I think in China they were thinking, well, what is this metaphor? What does this mean? But watching it again, it's like, well, this is kind of a conservative metaphor, actually.
I would say that's probably the thematic vein through most of Zhang Yimou's movies.
Yeah, and it's like when he made his, I guess he was a bit of a troublemaker early in his career because he would make these movies.
Well, he was part of the generation
Yeah.
that they were all coming, like Chen Kai, Farewell My Concubine.
This first generation after Mao, basically, where these movies were getting distributed on the festival circuit. And I feel like the fifth generation, you don't hear about them as much anymore, partly because they're all just making propaganda films now.
Yeah.
And
probably against their will, but they are making them.
Well, yeah, and partly because I feel like some of those movies, like Raise the Red Lantern's good.
Yeah.
But some of them, frankly, I think some of them did so well on the festival circuit because it felt transgressive, and it's like, finally.
And they're beautiful. Like Zhang Yimou's films are beautiful.
The young filmmakers are sticking it to communist China. I think there was a bit of that in the air in the West. People don't watch those movies as much. Folks, write in. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if you still love the fifth generation.
So who is in the fifth generation? It's Chen Kai,
Zhang
Zhang
Yimou.
miscellaneous.
It's like the Bowery Boys. There's two main guys. Shows what I know. Anyway, I was just a little bit disappointed. I thought the story was a little conservative. It wasn't quite as rich as I remembered it being.
Yeah.
And do people watch Judo anymore? Am I behind the times here? Because I kind of thought, oh yeah, Judo. It's a canonical classic. Everyone loves this movie.
Now the question is, what are you doing with this Blu-ray of Judo now?
Putting it in a box, probably.
You're not going to sell it?
I probably should, right?
Yeah, you're never going to watch it again.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah, probably not.
And you could donate it.
I could donate it.
You could also go to BMV and try to sell it. They'll give you $5 for it, probably.
Probably, yeah.
Boy,
pennies on the dollar, God.
versus it being in a box for nothing.
Yeah.
So those are the two arguments.
Yeah.
I feel so bad bringing junk to be sold, like at used stores.
I never bring junk to be sold at used stores.
I do it very rarely.
I know what they want.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I mean. So I always try my best to get like good stuff. Like Judo would be a good thing.
Absolutely.
Because it's like expensive looking. But like, for example, the Blu-ray copy of Now You See Me Too, that you could just throw in the garbage because nobody wants that.
Yeah. Although if it's like the first week it's out, they might take it.
Oh, yes, the first week that it's out, but not like I probably bought a cheap Blu-ray for $5 somewhere. So
Back 15 years ago when I was reviewing DVDs for Exclaim, I used to, I would accumulate these boxes and boxes of just the worst movies of all time. Stuff like Big Mama's House 3, and I would take them in and that was back when there was still a market for DVDs, so they would take most of them. You know what they didn't take 15 years ago? Mean Girls 2, the direct-to-video sequel to Mean Girls.
they're not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Yeah.
And now probably they would take it even less.
No, there's no way they would take, unless it's really rare.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Maybe it's going for $150 on eBay.
As I've told you, most of the things that I want on Blu-ray or DVD are in that phantom zone of you'll find it for either $2 or $200 online.
That's
because
right.
nobody wants it or people want it too badly.
Yeah, because there are a lot of things you like where it's like, well, we mentioned Chuck Russell today.
Yeah.
If there's a new direct-to-video Chuck Russell movie and he does commentary,
Yes.
you want that.
But look, 5 years from now, no one's going to be able to get it. So
That's true.
That is the
It's either at Walmart or you can't find it anywhere.
I heard on a podcast recently, they're like, yeah, Blu-rays and DVDs haven't existed for 10 years. And it's like, guy, wake up. They're squeezing fans for as much money as they can right now. It's still out there.
Those of us who are like the last Japanese soldiers who never heard the war ended, buying judo.
And you're like, I like this, right? Oh, man, this sucks.
Yeah.